Let's check in with Vinny O'Connor, who's live at the training ground for us. Vinny, a very to you. It is a huge Merseyside derby, as always, and a first for some of Slot's players. Could we see both Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike featuring?
I think there's a possibility. To be fair, I wasn't expecting Alexander Isak to start against Atletico in midweek. We did expect him to play some part, and then obviously sprung a surprise by starting with Alexander Isak up top, and Hugo Ekitike ended up coming into the fray in the second half, of course. But I think what has been key to whether Alexander Isak starts at the weekend is obviously his recovery. And Arne Slot has done everything he can to give his players the best opportunity for that, because, of course, they played the late afternoon game on Sunday against Burnley. Then it was Atletico on Wednesday evening, of course, and it's a pretty tight turnaround with that 12:30 kickoff against Everton in the Merseyside Derby. So training has been put back today to this afternoon, which is a little bit later than normal, just so his players can get the rest and recovery that they need, or as much rest and recovery as they need ahead of that game against Everton. So in terms of the selection as to who he's going to go with up top, obviously he's got a number of alternatives. We've seen, obviously, Cody Gakpo playing down the left-hand side. Rio Ungamoa can play down there as well. Ekitike can play out wide if need be. And we all know that Alexander Isak, when he's fit and ready to start regularly, he will be effectively the focal point of Liverpool's attack. But he wasn't giving anything away as to what he's going to go with against Everton. But he did give a hint as to exactly how he can play that front line moving forward from here now.
We want to strengthen the squad. We need almost to spend that much money, because then they are, if we sell Dominic Szoboszlai tomorrow, he would be worth 100 million as well. So there's so much focus on Florian, but the ones that have stayed behind, still in the team, haven't scored 4 goals or 12 assists as well. So he's been part of a team, Florian, that is on top of the league, that won 4 games. He's part of the team that won against Newcastle, that won against Arsenal, where the team of last season didn't win away at Newcastle, didn't win at home against Arsenal. So it's the way you want to look at it. Yes, he hasn't scored 4 goals or 12 assists in the first 4 games, but for
And Vinny, there's one man who's seen many Merseyside derbies before in Mo Salah. Slow to get off the mark this season, but are we starting to see him at his best again?
I think so. We got a glimpse of that certainly against Atletico Madrid, and there were lots of people talking about him being back to his best after that. I saw him away at Burnley, of course, and he seemed a little bit subdued. I actually watched last season's Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, and it possibly wasn't the most lively that we've seen Mo Salah. And then when you look back at the stats, of course, he provided the assist for Alexis McAllister's equaliser, and then he himself got the goal that put Liverpool ahead 2-1 on the night before James Tarkowski's late equaliser for Everton. But looking at his record in Merseyside derbies, it's 8 goals and 2 assists in 13 games against Everton. So a decent record for Mo Salah. And obviously Liverpool more than favourites when it goes into that game against Everton at Anfield, particularly given their record as a whole in Merseyside derbies. Carlo Ancelotti, of course, the one Everton manager that has won at Anfield since 1999. Walter Smith, the manager back then, and Kevin Campbell with Everton's winner on that occasion. But when it comes to Mo Salah, certainly a lot of talk about him. We saw him, as I say, against Atletico Madrid. Prior to the international break, of course, he only got 1 Premier League goal in the first 3 fixtures of the season. But as I say, it seems that Mo Salah is beginning to hit his best, certainly from what we saw against Atletico Madrid. And obviously that's a welcome boost for Arne Slot going into this game against Everton.
As well. So, of course, it has a bit to do with how fit we are, that we can always keep on going and make the difference in the last part of the game. But if you face maybe teams that are not as strong as that, you are able to win the game a bit earlier. So it probably also tells you how difficult our schedule has been in the first few games for us that we need to win it in the end. Then people will tell me, yeah, what are you talking about? You've played Burnley as well. But again, this team only conceded 14 goals last season in the whole season. So yeah, very happy with where we are, especially because I don't know if everyone knows what I mean with that, but I think everyone does. What a summer we've been through.
Dewsbury
And it
Hall's
seems
gone
that
in there and done
Honest
really well.
Slaughter's
So
got a
it's
pretty
going to be
much
an
full-strength
exciting
squad
game,
to
and
choose
it's
from,
one of them
as well, with
derbies
Curtis
that you
Jones
always
recovering
want to
from
get
a
home for
groin
to watch.
strain.
Yeah,
but
well,
obviously, looking
the
at the
best thing
build-up to
about it is
this,
we
it's
can
been such a
beat
tight
it.
turnaround for Liverpool. The squad is in good shape.
And
It's
the
where the
Liverpool
fatigue
fan.
kicks in after that game against Atletico
for
Madrid.
Liverpool and
Okay,
Ted
Vinny, thank you very
McPartland
much.
for
Ekitike will
Everton.
get 60,
I can
70
see the
minutes, and
nerves.
he's been
Tom,
playing
we're
since
going to have to be refereeing
anyway,
this.
so
I think we
you're gonna
might
get
have
that
to
again,
be.
I
We
think, this
will
week.
start. I'll tell you what. We'll
But
start
yeah,
with the
next
home
week, and
side.
particularly after the
Okay,
international
that
break,
is Connor with
he's just
Liverpool.
going to be
Right,
fighting with
100%
Isak
start this
for those
season,
minutes,
Connor.
and Isak is
But
going to
Everton
be
and Moyes,
ahead of him.
they've
I would
been
have thought, which is a
woeful
shame because I've been really
record
impressed with
at
the start.
Anfield.
And his teammate
Right,
Florian
forever
Wirtz
for
is the
Moyes.
next most sold
So,
fit
formality,
and
surely.
available player. But
Yeah, you
again,
certainly hope so,
it's
wouldn't you?
hard to say
And I
ahead of
think all
Merseyside
Everton say
Derby.
the same.
These
Ahead
I
of the
always said for the
Merseyside
best
Derby at
development of a player
Anfield
is the
tomorrow.
game.
Right, Jay, it's early in the season, I know that.
playing a
But
lot
they're
of
both
position
in the
will
top
always
six,
help.
which is quite rare going into the
Yeah,
derby.
congratulations,
How do
Virgil.
Everton
What an
chance
end
their
to this.
only winner